What is going on YouTube? MACS back with a brand new video for you guys today. I'm trying out not using a microphone this time because I feel like before my audio sounded a lot better by just using the onboard microphone of the camera that I'm using. So if it sounds a little different or any worse, really, I apologize. I'm gonna give it a try. If it sounds bad, I'll go back to my old setup. Anyways, just getting that out of the way before I start the video. We are going to do a review of the Google Pixel Watch. So this has been so anticipated for so long. You know, for years we've heard rumors of Google making a Pixel Watch, and for years we never got it. You know, we would get those fossils, those the Galaxy watches, the Tick watches, but never a fully Google Pixel watch. You know, stock Android watch, no overlays, no Samsung UI on it, no nothing, right? Just what Google thinks a smartwatch should be. And for their first try, it is pretty great. It's a pretty great watch, yeah. I mean, just design alone, they nailed it. You know, I do wish that it was bigger, right? So this is just one size in a 41 millimeter. So it's not the biggest thing in the world compared to. I came from, if you guys saw my previous video, a TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra. And that thing was just a beast. You know, that thing really filled up my wrist, and I really liked having a big watch. So moving to a smaller watch like the Pixel Watch was kind of like, I don't know, you know, like I'm used to a big watch, so I wasn't too sure about it. But after a day or so, I got super used to it. I got used to the size of the screen. I got used to the size of my wrist. Super comfortable, not bulky, which is something that I've never really experienced besides like using like a fitness band or something like that. But as far as a smartwatch that feels like this on my wrist and looks like this on my wrist, I have not experienced. You know, the closest thing I could probably think of is an Apple Watch. You know, and I haven't used that in over a year. So, and this is pretty much the Apple Watch of Android, right? So obviously you can't use it with iOS, just strictly Android devices, which is totally fine because I mean you can't use an Apple Watch on Android. So it's only fair for us Android guys to have our watch that nobody else other than Android boys can use it, or girls, whatever. Um, anyways, getting back on point, just going over the actual look of it. It is a fantastic looking watch, as you can see there. I mean, this thing is just so premium looking, so premium feeling. It's got a nice weight to it. Doesn't feel like super light. Like when you wear this on your wrist or when you're holding it like this in your hands, you feel the premium of it. Like I said, in my previous video before this one, obviously, right? So the sides are made out of stainless steel, so that's pretty neat. Samsung doesn't make stainless steel watches. And Apple, they charge like an arm and a leg for it. Pretty much what an Apple Watch Ultra costs is what they charge for a stainless steel Apple Watch. But this one, straight up, only version available, stainless steel, and that's awesome. That is a premium material that really gives it nice weight and a nice look to it, especially in this like champagne gold hazel color that I have here. This looks fantastic. Obviously you get that dome display, which just looks super clean, super minimalistic. It is super easy to dress this up and super easy to dress down just because of how simple it looks. You can slap on a metal link band on here and it'll look super dressy. You can rock the sport band that it comes with, and just go around with your shorts and shirt and just look super casual. You got your nylon bands and stuff like that. So this is one of the watches that you can use with any sort of outfit. You can take this with the suit, like I said, t-shirt and shorts, whatever. This is a very versatile design, and I really like that. So going over the rest of it, you do get a digital crown here on the side. So very similar, of course, to the way Apple does it. It is a little bit stiffer, I would say, than an Apple Watch rotating crown, from my experience, which isn't bad or anything, but it does take a little bit more to kind of twist. It feels more like an actual analog watch that have, to fix the time and stuff like that. So that's nice. You do get a little button here above the rotating crown. and I guess you can see or hear, very clicky. It did get it did take a little bit of time to get used to, just because it's not directly aligned with the digital crown. So you're pressing on the digital crown, and you kind of move your finger up here and you try to press here because you think that button's gonna be there, but it's actually a little bit below that. So not the biggest deal in the world, but do keep that in mind. It's kind of take a little turn there to press that button. You don't really use the button too often. I usually just use it for Google Assistant. And the other thing that it does do is take you to your recent apps. But I don't really use it too often, since you can use the hot word of OK Google on it. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as like the design and what comes on it. You do get a speaker here on the side, which isn't the loudest thing in the world. Obviously, it's a small watch, so you're not gonna get the best speaker quality out of it. But it does the job. I mean, I used it once at the mall, and it was pretty noisy. It was the weekend, a lot of people at the mall, a lot of noise, a lot of stuff. And to be honest, I couldn't really hear the person on the other side of the call. I really couldn't. And for some reason, they were having a hard time kind of hearing me as well. I don't know if that was just me talking, or maybe the microphone on here. But if you're in a quieter environment, and you pick up a call in here, you can definitely hear it, and they can definitely hear you. It's just not the best when you're out and about in public. And I mean, you're not gonna be doing that for too often, since it's not the most. It's not the coolest thing to see when people are answering calls on their wrists in public, right? But it's just those situations where you're kind of like, your hands are full. Only way you could answer it quickly is on the watch. Other than that, though, it's pretty much it. Like I said, pretty simple design, especially with the way the bands connect here. Very reminiscent of how the Apple Watch bands connect. They have their own proprietary way of putting them on and off. And I saw a lot of people really complain about how hard it is to take off the bands here, and it's really not hard, as you can see there. You just press the button here on the side, and they come off. That's pretty easy. I mean, I don't know. It's almost as easy as taking off an Apple Watch band, and I can argue that it's even easier to take these bands off than like a Galaxy Watch band, for example, that you have to use those little nubs. So I don't know. I guess people weren't really getting used to it that quick, but to me, I mean, I did watch a lot of videos and stuff like that on the watch before I got this. So I am pretty familiar as far as how it works, but it's pretty easy. Like you just saw there, I put them on pretty quick, took them off pretty quick. Not the biggest deal in the world, and I like it. I mean, look, it looks so clean. Like you don't get any lugs. You don't have to make the watch bigger. I like that. It's a seamless design and super minimalistic, and it to me it looks futuristic as well. You definitely know this is a smart-watch when you look at it, but it's not a bad thing. I think for tech people or people that like the latest and greatest and like technology like that, this is for you basically. This isn't a Withings Scan watch where it's an analog watch but it has a little display for you that makes it smart, or like those Fossil hybrids, or the Garmins that don't really have that smartwatch look to it. This is definitely for the techie out there and for the minimalist out there, to be honest. And I think I fall under that. Now this is a watch that's not for everybody, obviously. Like I said, it is for the minimalist. It's the people that don't do too much on their watch, because sadly the battery life is not the best on here. Like I said before, I did come from a TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra, and that battery spoiled me. That thing got me almost 3 days of battery with, tracking workouts and notifications and calls and messages and stuff like that. So that spoiled me. So coming from this to this, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not a bad battery life. Like it's not like the worst battery I ever had on a smartwatch was a Fossil Gen 6. That thing was bad. I didn't even have it long enough to even review it. That's how bad it was. I had it for like 2 days and I was like, nope, I'm returning this now because this battery is horrible. So I returned that because the battery was just so bad. Excuse me, I got a notification, so I wanted to see what that was. But anyways, so this is much better than the Fossil Gen 6 in my opinion. I haven't used the Fossil Gen 6 with Wear OS 3, so maybe the Wear OS 3 has helped the battery life. But as far as, you know, my experience with other watches and stuff like that, this is kind of middle of the road. Very similar to like an Apple Watch Series 6. The Series 7 that I used to use did have better battery life than this. That Series 7 would last me about a day and a half, I think. This is not horrible. You know, the most I've gotten out of this watch without always on display is about 15 hours. And that's with using it for work, as far as like, you know, responding to text, reading notifications, using the media controls to change music and stuff like that. Obviously tells the time. Like I said, no always on display on, so that did help. Now with always on display on, I've been kind of testing it the last day and a half or so with the always on display on all the time. And what I've noticed is that for my usage anyways, it drains battery about 10% in an hour and a half. Closer to 2 hours, you know, if you have always on display on. And like I haven't really been doing too much with it. Not a lot of calls, not many voice commands or anything like that with Google Assistant. Mainly just seeing notification, seeing the time, and stuff like that, and just kind of playing with it. Nothing too crazy though. So I feel like with the always on display on, you'll probably get like 12 hours, 11 hours of battery life out of it. That's without, you know, using your GPS for working out, without using it heavy as far as, you know, making phone calls and stuff like that. So not the best, you know. I got into a routine where I charge it up. Well, I take it out the charger, not immediately after I wake up, because I use it to sleep track. So what I do is when I get home from work or whatever, or I go to sleep, or I'm gonna get ready to sleep, I put it on the charger, charge it up a little bit, then wear it overnight for sleep tracking, and then charge it up in the morning again. There have been times though where I've used it and I've had about, like I said, maybe like 30-40% after maybe like 8 hours of usage, right? And I get home and I don't charge it at all, and I wear it overnight, and then I wake up in the morning and I charge it while I get ready and stuff like that. And it charges pretty quick, you know, so that's not a huge deal to me as far as like taking it off and charging it. But I know a lot of people don't have like time to just, you know, not use it too much. People wake up early, they put on their watch early in the morning, they go to work, they come back late to their house. So it's like, to those people, I don't know if it'll last you the whole day, to be honest with you, just depending on what your usage is. Obviously, always on display will affect it. But this is definitely not for heavy users. You know, I would probably recommend Galaxy Watch 5 for that, the Watch 5 Pro, the new TicWatch that's going to come out, for battery life, right? Or even a Fitbit if you're not really into like the smartwatch features. More than anything, you just want like a fitness tracker with some smartwatch features. But yeah, this like I said, this is definitely for the minimalist, you know, just bare bones. Don't do too much on my watch. Just want it for style, notifications, and music controls. That's it. You can get a workout here with it. Obviously, you do get the Fitbit integration, which is nice because Fitbit app, in my opinion, is one of the best watch applications out there. That's also one of the things where like it's weird how they have two different apps for the watch, right? I'm making this video super long, and that's fine because this is a full-on review, guys. You know, I'm just filling out my thoughts. I don't have a script or anything. I'm just kind of going off the hip here. It does have two apps, so that's weird to me. I don't know. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but obviously you do get your Pixel Watch app right here. Let me see if I can turn down the brightness a little bit here so you guys can see better. Hopefully that's readable. Okay. So pretty basic app. Nothing too crazy. You get to fix your watch faces, fix the tiles, you know, rearrange them, add tiles. Just pretty simple stuff. You know, your normal kind of Wear OS kind of app. Nothing too crazy. Another thing is, just before I go to the Fitbit part of it, the watch faces are pretty good. I really like the watch faces here, and they do a really good job as far as masking the bezel on the screen, because it does have a pretty big bezel. I can show you guys here. Let me just use like a watch face, like the Google Photos watch face. Use on watch. And there you go. You see that? That's a decent sized bezel on there. You get used to it pretty quick. Obviously, it doesn't look the best. Trying to get you guys a good look at that. Sorry, the battery life on the phone I'm using to record kind of gave me a warning, so I'm just making sure that it didn't stop recording. Okay, but yeah, so it does have a bezel, not the biggest deal in the world. I got used to it pretty quick. Not bad at all. The watch faces, like I said, do a pretty good job at masking it for the most part. Like I said, if you use the Google Photos one or anything that fills up the screen, really, like look, this one looks pretty nice, and it masks. I think it masks the bezels pretty well. So that's pretty neat. So anyways, back to the apps. Like I said, the Google Pixel Watch app, pretty simple, pretty basic. Where you get all your health stats and stuff like that would be in the Fitbit app, which you do get 6 months of Fitbit Premium for free with the purchase of the Pixel Watch. Even if you already have a Fitbit account, they still give you the 6 months for free, which is pretty nice. Let me just find the Fitbit app here really quick. There it is. And apparently logged me out. All right. So that's interesting. Fitbit app was just logged out for some reason. All right. Say password, whatever. Okay. So the Fitbit app, right? So if you ever own the Fitbit, Fitbit Sense, Fitbit Lux, Fitbit Charge, Fitbit Versa, whatever, you know, you're pretty familiar with this app. So it hasn't really changed at all with using a Pixel Watch. You're getting the same amount of stuff. You get your sleep tracking, your stress tracking, your heart rate, stuff like that, your daily readiness score and stuff like that. So not much really to talk about with the fitness app. You know, it's just weird how it's just two separate apps and that Google Fit is no longer part of it. You know, so that Google Fit app is kind of like a whatever kind of app. I don't even think I have it here. Fit. I do have it here. So you can still have the Google Fit app on your phone, obviously, but it's not gonna sync to your watch for some reason. Like it's not gonna work with your watch like it normally should with like Fossil Gen 6 or TicWatch, right? So that's the only weird part. I mean, I know people like Fitbit and stuff like that, so Google's not trying to just completely get rid of Fitbit, but it's just kind of messy to have two apps like that. You know, just kind of have one app, turn the Fitbit app into Google Fit, you'll be fine. And then just rebrand your Fitbits to work with the Google app, Google Fit app. That's not the biggest deal in the world. That's just my gripe anyway. Not really a gripe, I don't really care. It's just kind of like, I kind of wish they didn't have two apps. Kind of like with the Samsung watches where I think they use like 3 apps or something like that just to have them work properly. Samsung Health and the actual Galaxy Watch app. Anyways, getting off topic though. I've already made this video. How long is this video? I don't even know. I don't even know. Anyways, basically, if you just want a stylish looking watch that will give you notifications and give you the basic kind of smartwatch stuff, and you're not really a big fitness person, you don't really work out like every day, like, you know, like I probably should. If you don't really use it for fitness, you just kind of want a nice looking watch. You got a Pixel 7 Pro, Pixel 7 or whatever, and you want that companion with it, I would recommend it, obviously, right? It's definitely a nice looking watch, definitely a good watch. I just wish it was bigger, you know, a bigger watch face, bigger battery, all that good stuff. That's my only gripe with it, really. Just the size, the battery, and it kind of limits you as far as what you can do as far as diving into your fitness, right? So those are my 2 cents on it. I apologize if the video's too long. If you stuck around for the whole thing, I appreciate it. Hopefully I covered most of the stuff that I wanted to cover. I don't think I'm missing anything too important. If I did, go ahead and ask me in the comment section below. If you have any questions, as far as, you know, what kind of screen protectors you should get, which I recommend the I think it's the Rinky Easy Film, I think it is. Because glass screen protectors on here are not gonna last, and I don't really like those cases that have screen protectors on them already. It's just weird. I recommend just getting a film screen protector and then getting like I think Rinky has those slim cases, I think, for the watch as well, and a bunch of different people have cases, so go with that. Don't get those like all-in-one screen protector bumper case. They get dirty really quick, and it's just, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I appreciate it. We're on our journey to 500 subscribers, and I cannot wait to get there. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much. I will catch you guys in the next video.